Also, we've got a big focus on South Africa, of course. So the heart of mining for me, and I grew up in the mining industry in South Africa. So I think this is where it's all happening at the moment. Lots of changes in South Africa, but I think also broader in Africa. We've seen a little bit of a mining boom especially in gold in West Africa. So lots of excitement there. And then globally also, we've seen nickel, cobalt, lithium, some new minerals coming to the fore. So lots of excitement in the industry this year. I think the negative has got to be just increased regulatory uncertainty. We've seen that in Tanzania, we've seen that in the DRC more recently. There's a glimmer of hope in South Africa, and I think that's still going to be the key in terms of the next investment dollar, where that's going to go. And I think companies and investors are going to be quite particular about getting certainty around these issues. Yes, it's a tough one. I think the reality is we're in a world where things are generally looking better. If you look at just global growth, we're looking at synchronous growth across developed and developing markets. China seems to be still going strongly. It's moderating. I hate the word slowing. It's moderating, still well above 6% growth. So the underlying demand backdrop is strong. I think the interesting thing, though, is that we're seeing much less correlation between commodities, so more wild swings. Interesting ones for me at the moment is likes of gold, copper, nickel. Cobalt could be interesting. Lithium might just be a little bit of a hype. And I think one to watch is platinum, where everyone's ignoring it, lots of negative sentiment, and that might be the one that surprises people. Well, everything. I think that's the benefit of mining. It offers you a specific macroeconomic exposure. You can get some great stock-specific company stories to invest in. So I think for an investor, it gives you investment opportunities across the board. And I still believe, even for a generalist investor, that mining stocks gives you great diversification. And I think especially gold is perhaps something that even a generalist investor has to consider as part of his or her portfolio. The mood is definitely better. I think we've seen attendance being up, lots of international investors and companies now attending. I think that's changed. I even have some of my colleagues from London saying, well, I'll have to come to Cape Town despite the water shortage. So the mood is definitely better. I think the one thing that has changed also is the perception around the Indaba is changing. I think it's been, historically, it's been seen as a trade show. But investors are coming back to the conference, and I'm excited about that because you've got investors, you've got companies, you've got suppliers, you've got governments, other stakeholders, and we're all here to discuss the future of mining.